And the great thing about Forsage is that when you log into the back office, everything is transparent. We can see all the data. And after studying the data for 8 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, the light bulb went off and we saw it. And that's what we're going to share with you. So you can really speed things up for yourself. If you follow this strategy, you can do much better than any of us who started before you if you use this strategy coming right out the gate. So I have a question for you, and I want you to type in the chat box, your is, ladies and gentlemen, building long-term income. Is it better to build deep or is it better to build wide? I want to see your answers. Go ahead and type it in the chat box. What is better? Is it better to build deep or is it better to build wide, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to building a community and long-term income? All right. So we have a bunch of people, they said deep, 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 deep. Some people said wide, and we got a few people that said both. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. What is it better to do first? Is it better to build deep first, or is it better to build wide first? That's a better question. There we go. All right. I see deep. I see deep. I see wide. All right. So I see a little bit of both. All right. So now let me ask you one more question. Let's say you go out and you bring in 3 people. Is it better to build wide now, or is it better to build deep now? You have your 3. What's better? There we go. Better to build deep. Okay. Now I'm going to prove it to you. So I don't expect you to take my word for this. I'm actually going to prove it to you. Okay. So here we go. So here we have it. So one person, this is a 3 by structure, by the way, just like Forsage, by the way. Okay. So now let's go to the next screen here. So let's say, for example, you are building wide. All right. You're building wide. This is what's going to happen. If the people are not making money, as you continue to build wide, the people at the very beginning, they begin to become inactive. Why? Because they're not making any money. Does that make sense? Absolutely. And so now there are 2 strategies to building wide. And I want you to understand, building wide is a strategy. In fact, it's the strategy that I have employed. All right. When you build wide, what you're really doing is you're looking for leaders. You understand the Pareto principle that 20% of the people will do 80% of the work. And so when you build wide, that is a strategy, by the way. You're looking for the leaders and they will show up. Okay, that's one way of doing it. But is that the most effective way to do Forsage? I believe not. I believe not. That's how I started. And of course, I'm all over the place. So I have people signing up without me ever talking to them because of YouTube and social media. So you see my numbers keep growing. But here's the thing I want you to understand. You build with your 3, you build deep, then you go wide. You build deep, then you go wide again, then you build deep. Now, I have already completed all 12 levels. So I can build any way I want to build right now. But if you are just getting started, you want to use the most effective strategy. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so when you're building wide, like I'm doing, you want to sponsor enough people till you find a few real leaders who will go to work. That is a strategy. But I believe in Forsage, a better strategy is the Freedom 12 strategy. All right. Where do I get that from? I got that from looking at the data, looking at the people who are utilizing it right now and seeing the success that they've had. And as I mentioned, by the way, I don't know if you realize this, but we had a member of our team, and I'm not talking about me, someone who was sponsored by me in our team who generated $34,000 this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, they have completed all of their levels, et cetera, and they had an awesome weekend. We're talking about life-changing income. This is what this platform, this is what the potential is, but you have to believe that the potential is there. So if you don't believe this, when I told you that we had a person who generated $34,000, you probably don't even think that's real. Are you with me? And that's why belief is so important. So let's talk about the Freedom 12 strategy. So first, of course, a person needs to join Forsage. Now, they can join at any level. It doesn't matter what level they join at as long as they get busy. But here's what you need to understand. People are going to do what you did. If you come in at $10, they're going to come in at $10. If you come in at 170, they're going to come in at 170. If you come in at $700, they're going to come in at $700 for a couple of different reasons. First of all, they want to duplicate your success. Second of all, they are new. They don't know what to do. They're following your example. And so when you come in Forsage, you want to come in at the highest level that you possibly can, because people are literally going to do what you do. That's human nature, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? And then you want to upgrade as far as you can, so that when you do bring people in that come in at the higher levels, you'll be qualified to get paid. So here's the thing. You want to bring 3 partners. Okay, studies have shown that the average person can bring 2.5 or 2.8 people. Let's just round that off at 3. So it's common and it's average for a person to bring in 3. That's not hard. All right. And the people that you bring in, they want to do the same thing. All right. So we talked about it. Who can your partners be? Anyone who's a head of a household, a business partner, a family member, anyone with a goal, or a group leader. You need to understand, we are building a skyscraper. And to build a skyscraper, you must have a really deep foundation. These 3 people are your foundation. You're looking for 3 people who are going to go to work. If the 3 people you find are not going to work, it's really simple. You just find you 3 more. It's really, really simple. These people are going to be your foundation. I've got a tripod here in front of me. It's just 3 people, 3 legs, ladies and gentlemen. All right, 3 people. So now, let's break it down so a 2-year-old can understand it. You go out and you refer 3 people to the program. So the thing I want you to understand, this is a business. This is not a hobby. All right. This is not doing things for people who will not do things for themselves. What makes group economics work is everybody doing their part, even if it's just a little. Everybody bringing in 3. That's what makes this work. That's what creates leverage. And that's what changes lives. So now, if you were coaching a basketball team, a baseball team, a little league team, as the coach, you've got a primary goal, and that is to win. And you're going to play the players who are most capable to help you to win. They're going to get the most time. All right. That is just a game, ladies and gentlemen. This is a business. Doesn't the same thing apply? Absolutely. So you're going to focus on the person who is most capable and most able to bring in 3 people as fast as possible. Now, we're not going to forget about the others. We're going to go back and work with them later. But right now, we want to get you up these levels, up to level 12 as fast as possible, and everybody else connected with what's happening right here. And then you're going to look at these 3. You're going to find the person that's most capable of bringing in 3. You're going to work with them. How are you going to do that? You're going to support them. 3-way calls. You're going to do some screen shares with them. Make sure they understand what they need to do. Make yourself available for the 3-way calls for them so that they can grow. Now, I want you to understand something. I did not say give them a person. I did not say that. The whole idea of leverage is that when you bring a person in, it's not about that person. It's about the people that person knows. That's called leverage. And so this is the best, most effective way to do it. Now, can you give someone a person? Yeah, you can. But here's what tends to happen. When you give people, they tend to depend on you to give them more. When you give people, they tend not to do what they need to do on their part. That's the problem with giving people. It's not that you don't want to help anybody. It's that you want to help and you want to encourage people to be able to do what you are doing, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, I've been operating online for a long, long time. I've seen a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen, in every situation where people gave people, you need to understand something. It ended up at 0. It ended up at 0. All right. That's not what we're talking about here. All right. So I hope that you understand that we need for people to go to work to do their part. Their part is to simply bring in 3 people. All right. And then we're going to work this going all the way down 12 levels. So to do this, we're talking about 12 leaders who bring in 3. But here's what I want you to understand. It's not just you bringing in 12 leaders who bring in 3. It's everybody connected to you doing the same thing. That's what causes this community to explode. So you can backtrack and go to the 3rd person and work with them, backtrack, go to the other person and work with them. But an even better way, ladies and gentlemen, is to have 3 leaders all doing this at the same time, 6 leaders all doing this at the same time, 10 leaders all doing this at the same time. Because of the smart contract, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have to focus on filling every spot. That would be an enormous work, an enormous job. You'd end up doing work for people who don't want to work for themselves. It would take a long, long time. It's totally ineffective. In this smart contract, the way everything works, ladies and gentlemen, the fact that if a person doesn't upgrade, the money passes over them. Because it works like that, you can focus on building deep and you're still going to benefit. All right. I hope you understood that. All right. This is a business. You want to operate it like a business. You take this strategy and you combine it with this system, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to accelerate your earnings. All right. Here's the attitude that you want to have. I will not quit until I'm living the life I dream of. What is your dream, ladies and gentlemen? What is your goal? What are you working toward? What means something to you? What's going to cause you to wake up in the morning? How do you motivate yourself? These are the things that you need to know so that you can keep pushing forward and getting to that next level. Because here's the things, dreams create the sparks that get things started. What is your dream?